Good evening, Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I'm bringing a video to you on a subject that's interesting to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know. And I want to talk about a meteorological event that everyone's pretty familiar with, lightning, if you've ever heard of it or seen it. The thunder, I guess you would probably hear the thunder, not the lightning. But here's the thing. There are a lot of explanations for why lightning occurs, and they pretty much all start and end with static electricity in the atmosphere. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and I've heard that, and I think that maybe there's always static electricity, or what's so special about lightning storms where it creates lightning? What exactly is the process? And I have a theory, and I want to share that. Now, I'm no meteorologist. I have no academic training in meteorology, but I do have some evidence, and I'll connect two things that might make sense just by hearing it. So you've perhaps seen videos of volcanoes, and it turns out I'm watching a documentary right now. It's really good. The Odyssey of the Volcano. It's worth watching. Beautiful footage. If you can look it up on Amazon Prime, worth your time. But it got me thinking that sometimes these pyroclastic events have tons of lightning and discharge of electricity, and I think there's a connection here. Obviously, there's a connection because it's an atmospheric event that creates an electrical discharge. But I think the explanations that you've heard, that I've heard, go the wrong direction. So I've heard that it is not understood why or well what causes lightning in and around a volcano when it is erupting. Okay, fair enough. And the lightning that is, ordinarily observed without a volcano is just static electrical discharge. Okay, that's not really a satisfying explanation. I hear it, but consider this. Consider the possibility that these two events, these two types of lightning, are the exact same thing. And that is to say that convection of heat in the atmosphere agitates the ions to create the static electricity. So if you know anything about physics, I took physics in high school, so I know a little bit about heat and how the three main ways at the time it was understood that heat could be transferred in any possible way. And there's convection, which is one of them. That's moving hot air from one location to another, or hot liquid. And in fact, there's conduction and radiation as well. Those are beside the point in this video, but convection is key. So consider, normal storms and atmospheric phenomena. You can predict if there's going to be lightning if there is a great deal of hot and cold air mixing at a high rate of speed, because if I'm right with my theory, that is when the ions will be disturbed the most, very much in the same way that the wild disparity in temperature in a volcanic eruption creates the same effect. So I think the reason that you don't hear about is because in a volcanic eruption and in normal lightning, there is a disparity and a gradient of heat. And when the winds pick up, such as, just normal atmospheric storms or whatever, or an eruption, you mix the hot and cold air together, the ions discharge electricity, or they generate static electricity, which has to go somewhere, and it eventually turns into lightning. So there you have it. I think it makes a lot of sense. And it's one of those simple explanations that would account for both phenomena. And I've never heard this before. So if you know better, if you disagree, please, by all means, reach out to with questions or comments to whitehotrobot@gmail.com. Thank you.